Bang! Neeves Knives. I'm Jared, and today we're going to check out a few different knives from different companies, and this is the TUYA Big Belly. So, TUYA knives. I actually have a few of their knives. I do like a lot of their knives. I think they do a really good job. They make really premium knives. Now, this one is an integral, but it's made out of carbon fiber. However, they have G10 models for like $100 less on Blade HQ. I got the link below, and I'll link it down in the description. All different colors, but this one is the most expensive version, which is the integral carbon fiber. So it's one solid piece of carbon fiber with a very strong locking mechanism, which is basically a crossbar lock similar to the Axis lock. There's an M390 steel. The G10 model also comes with M390 drop point blade. I really like this blade shape. It allows you to do utility cuts really nicely and slicing and all that good stuff. Beautiful satin finish. Now, you have these plates right here that basically make, since it's an integral, you can take it apart and work on the Omega springs and stuff like that through each side. Now, you do have to take the pivot all the way out. Titanium milled pocket clip, and it is super duper comfortable for a knife of this size, which is not a huge knife. It's a medium sized knife. It has extremely comfortable ergos, really good pinch grips, even the reverse grip. Every way you can grip this thing is stupid comfortable. The action is really good. There's a good amount of tension on that on the spring or on the crossbar lock. So it basically has a great detent when you deploy it, which a lot of crossbar locks do not have. I do have a full review on this knife if you would like to check it out. My one issue is just the plunge grind. I wasn't a big fan of that. Next, the new CIVIVI, that was my fault. The new CIVIVI Turrex Nitro V steel frame lock with G10 inlays, reversible deep carry clip that is adjustable. Fantastic action. This thing has a stout detent, which makes the flipping action extremely good, but it is still extremely smooth on the drop. Now, I have sharpened this one, and the edge came out so good. Nitro V, man. Gotta love Nitro V. It's an amazing steel, super tough, great stain resistance, good edge retention, easy to sharpen, takes an incredible polished edge, takes whatever edge you want to put on it, basically. I will say, though, like all edges, the lower the angle, when you lower the angle, obviously there's a balancing point of which you need it to be, but Nitro V does a really good job at low angles. Obviously, there's still, like I said, a balance of which you want your edge to be plenty tough. This one's 17 degrees per side. Very sticky, sharp, hair whittling edge. But yeah, I'm loving it. Really good ergos. Love the blade shape. It's just a very useful blade shape. Drop point blade, beautiful swedge on top. That'll help the blade pass through materials, which it does very well. I have been using it. I have been carrying it the past few days, and it cuts like a champ. There's a reason why I had to sharpen it. And beautifully centered. But yeah, fantastic knife. I love this one. And the problem is, though, it is $105, I think. And yes, that's a little steep it's steep for them. A lot of other companies with this build quality and everything, I think this is a good price. And when you consider the build quality, the Nitro V and the heat treat they put on it and all that stuff, I think this is, it would be it'd be more expensive, if not the same price from other companies. But CIVIVI does Nitro V for less money. Now, in this case, this is a steel frame lock, so that is kind of, where the price jump comes from. It's not a liner lock with G10 scales like some of their other Nitro V knives are that you can get for much more affordably. But really awesome knife. I am liking this one a lot. Next, a new knife from Kubey. And this is a little front flipper. Titanium scales, and the way it's a liner lock, but the way they have this liner in here is kind of unique. 20 CV blade steel, Beautiful blade. Now, the liner, the way it happens is they have it actually pinched in here, in between. Come on, focus. The liner's in there, and it's on this side of the scale, and it's pinched in here, like it's there's pins here that hold it in, and then there's actually a little spot where the liner clicks in. So it's held in by the other scale and the back spacer, which is really smart. It makes it where it's less hardware. It's only one screw that holds in the clip and the whole scale, and then the pivot. Front flipping action, really good front flipping action. This is a small knife though. This is not a big knife. Great front flipping action though. It does have a nice tall front flipper with good grippy G10, or sorry, good grippy jimping. Too many words, right? So the front flipping action is really, really good. Super smooth on the drop. Small, but very fidgety. Now, I know some people don't like front flippers, but this is a good one for, you know, it's kind of like, it kind of reminds me a little bit of the McKenna, the CIVIVI McKenna, and I say that just because of like the size and, you know, how small and snappy it is with the front flipper. It just kind of reminds me of that. But still, good full 4-finger grip for such a tiny little knife. It's basically going to be a light duty EDC that looks good. It does come in a plain version and then the black version. I don't think there's any other colors. There might be, but I'll link it below if you want to check out if there's any other options. I love the starburst pattern. Looks really good. Lots of milling. The weight relieving is really good on this. I can technically reverse flick it, but that might not be easy for everybody. But awesome knife. Crown spine. Lots of little details here. And then we have the Kizer Drop Bear, which has a modified spear point blade. Beautiful swedge. 154 cm with amazing geometry. It gets down nice and thin behind the edge. Nice broad blade. The ergos just melt in your hand. It does have aluminum scales with steel liners, and it's riding on their clutch lock. So, like, you know, like a gear system in a, you know, in a manual car, you can switch gears, right? Well, this, you can switch the strength of the Omega springs to make them lighter or stronger. Now, in my one video, I did make a mistake, and I did say that they gave you thicker springs because they send you an extra set of Omega springs. And I said that they were thicker. That's true. They were thicker, but it wasn't on purpose. You know, it's just some of them are thicker than others just from the factory. So, so far, every example I've had has had thicker Omega springs in the pouch. So you might want to check that if you do get one. You might have, in this one, I have it on the strongest setting, and it's the thicker Omega springs, and it has the strongest detent out of all of my drop bears. Now, my other one, which has, it's on the strongest setting, is not as strong as this one. So, you know, your Omega springs might differ, but awesome, awesome action. And like I said, you can change the strength if you want to make it lighter or stronger. Super snappy action though. It is riding on ceramic caged bearings, so it is very, very smooth when you release the crossbar lock or clutch lock. Great fit and finish, great everything. You know, and another great thing about this is you can work on one side or the other. You can take off this screw and then this screw, and then you can work on just this side. You can flip it over and just work on this side. You do not have to take the knife all the way apart. That is genius, because that is the frustration of most knives. They use the crossbar lock, is the frustration of working on them and, you know, taking them all the way apart, and, you know, just to work on an Omega spring or just to fix one or replace an Omega spring. It becomes ridiculous, and it's not that difficult, but this makes it super easy to work on this knife. Anybody can do it. Unlike a lot of knives that have jimping, this one has very useful jimping because it's all the way up the blade. So as far as you can reach with your thumb, you're gonna have traction action or with your pointer finger. The tip is going to work out great for utility cuts. You have a little bit of belly for slicing, plenty of flat for push cuts. You get nice and tight to that edge too. The scales are gonna get, you can see the snail trails, they're gonna age very well in patina, or get scuffs and scratches, and I think it's gonna look good. I kind of like that look. It kind of looks like it's been loved, I guess. You can really see how much a knife has been used when they have these type of scales, and personally I think it looks really good. It just adds character to a knife, and I really appreciate it. Love the sharpening choil and plunge grind. Like I said, the ergo is super neutral in every grip. I'm really liking this one. Really, I am very much liking this one a lot. Yeah, I thought about doing a full review on this one because I do like it so much. We'll see how that goes. I am going to sharpen it. I'm not sure if I'll do a full video on it or not. But there you guys go. I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget, all the links are always down in the description. And also, I have the Patreon link down there if any of you guys want to support me and get monthly giveaways. We have a membership program for sharpening. You can just hit the join button next to the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the like button if you do like the content. I love you guys. Peace.